Hello, everyone. You are listening to, or actually looking at, the 36 Chambers of Crypto Taxes podcast series. My name is Crypto J, aka Jamaal Solomon. And if y'all know anything about me, I'm a tax accountant, but I don't like talking about taxes all the time. Who wants to listen to that all the time? So I like to just showcase and highlight wonderful people within the blockchain universe that I feel like will keep it real with us and we'll all learn from each other. We are not here to give you any investment tips, or I'm not going to tell you what's the latest and greatest crypto, but we just want to open your eyes to all the possibilities that's out there, and then you make an educated move and make it happen, guys. So listen, guys, today I'm happy to have Michael-Charles, man. What's going on, man? And what I love about him is that I saw through his LinkedIn how he merged his love for music, which if y'all don't know why the 36 Chambers, something's wrong with y'all, check your hip hop. So I love how he merged music and the blockchain. So I just want to just highlight him and see what's going on, what he got working, man. Thank you for coming out, bro.
Yo, thank you so much, Crypto J, right? That's what's up, man. And first of all, not financial advice, right? So we get that out of the way, that good disclaimer. But yeah, man, I know, right? He ain't coming after me either. But yeah, man, this is a great time, man. What a time to be alive. You know, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to spread knowledge. I kind of been in this space, luckily, in a while, and I take a pretty unique perspective on it. So yeah, I mean, let's just have a nice conversation about it. Let me know. First of all, 36 Chambers. You already know what time it is with that. That's literally my favorite. I mean, it's everybody's favorite now, if not, but it was my favorite rap. I could tell you real quick. So since we going right off the top, it's Wu-Tang. That's my favorite rap group, and it's Mobb Deep.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And then it's Migos.
Okay, I can't agree with you on that.
Yeah. But we in a different time now, so it's like Migos. But yeah, so that's my top three. Rap group. Yeah. That's
the only thing I would probably disagree. Damn, so much groups, man. I had to disagree with that. Outkast, man. I had to go Outkast. I have to go
I really don't even want to go in as deep because you're gonna start reminding me, you know, but I respect them all, but in terms of how they impact me and impact the culture.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So
and that's why and that's why I'm so into Wu-Tang, because that albums when it was raw, they wasn't Hollywood, and they just came with some creative stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Taxes is boring as hell. If you get into the deep nitty-gritty of blockchain, that's boring as hell. Yeah. So it's also a reminder to myself to always keep it engaging and creative, and not take it too seriously, and just educate people. And that's the main reason why I did 36 Chains, because that album, for all your young people, you just gotta listen to it once. You're gonna be like, oh, that's why they was good. Okay, I got you now. But I love Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep.
Yes, sir.
I'm from Brooklyn, and God.
Okay. Yeah.
Mobb Deep was on some next stuff. If y'all young also, y'all probably don't even know what Mobb Deep is. Man, yeah, just Google that bad boy.
Just Google Mobb Deep, man. Shout out to rest in peace, P, and rest in peace, Takeoff too. Unfortunately.
Yeah, God, man. Yeah. But what got you into blockchain, like, in the first place, man?
So interesting, because I've been in the space since I like to say class of 2013. So I got into blockchain since 2013. Because I'm pretty entrepreneurial. I got a couple of different business ideas all around the same, like media, arts, entertainment. And so parts of my contacts out in Atlanta that I met through my brother Fabian, Paperboy Fabe, who's featured on my most recent project. It's a legacy project, and he lives in Hollywood. So he went to Clark, Atlanta. When he went down there, he was doing beat battles, coming in first place out there. They moved to LA, you know what I mean? So his contacts did put me in touch with a really good, almost like a mentor. And he told me about this thing called a digital currency, right? At that time, now, you know, that's 2013. It ended up being a shitcoin, right? But I'm the type that I like the nitty gritty. So shout to your, your profession, but I like the nitty gritty. I like to stand on strong foundation. So I never heard about this concept about digital coins at all. So I was like just fascinated with the concept. But I was just like, let me do some digging. So I did some digging out, learned about other coins, and then it led me to Bitcoin, right? And so I'm like, okay, so this is seemingly what started it all, right? And then further research, it led me to pretty much blockchain, which is what enabled Bitcoin. So that's what made me like, I like to know, how does the engine work? You know what I mean? What makes it important? So that's what got me into it. So fast forward a little bit to 2016, my father, who owns a oil and gas company in Ivory Coast, and my father is Ivory Coast, West Africa, and my mom is Jamaican, Spanish Town, Jamaica, right? So he passed away in 2016, and then I kind of was thrown in the lion's den in a battle over our inheritance. You know what I'm saying? With the government, with the state, you know, certain members of the government. It's not the whole government. It's just bad actors, as they would say in the blockchain system. And so that let me embrace the essence of what blockchain is, which when you do the research, I think is Stuart Haber in 1991, him and I think W. Wells, testing my knowledge here, W. Wells, they are the ones who actually created the first blockchain in 1991. And Satoshi Nakamoto, for those who might not know, he's the one who created the white paper. He referenced them. And what their white paper was based on, how to timestamp a digital document. And that they used basically newspapers. They published it in a newspaper, and that gave the timestamp, because it's a decentral, everybody gets that newspaper and you can't reverse it. So that creates the timestamp. And so that, from a document perspective, is what I had to embrace with my father's company, because they were trying to recreate history.
Wow, okay, I got you. Yeah.
So if I'm 5,000 miles away, I got to trust what everybody's saying. And within those people, they're good actors, but mainly bad actors. How can I use a trustless system where, no disrespect, but I don't want to have to be relying on trust, because obviously, you know, what I find out after 6 years of data mining, that it wasn't doing too well. So that's how I actually got in blockchain.
And I like that you said that, because I feel like the general public, especially people within our community, they just see like Bitcoin and coins, whatever coins, and they just see it as up and down and the market price and stuff like that.
Deeper than that.
You gave a great example of why you should understand why the hell it is what it is. Because people, you know, these exchanges, they want you to keep you ignorant about, oh, is that 15,000? Is that 10,000? Is that 60,000? Because then you're just going to be in the dark and not know all the possibilities and all the changes is going to do. So I love that you gave that example, though, because that's a real world example. Yeah, man.
To go on top of that, so like, you know, my background is not oil and gas. Like I'm not an engineer. My father was a petroleum engineer. I got my degree in business and technology. All right. But I'm a musician. So I sold my, you know, I've been writing songs since I was 16. I've been singing since I was 6 months. And I got in the music industry, I would say, in 2000, right? I won a talent show called Star Watch by a group called Jagged Edge. I don't know if you know Jagged Edge. The two of them is from where I was born and raised, which is Hartford, Connecticut, the twins. So they put on the talent show in 2000, and I won first place for R&B, right? And then when I was, and before then, I was raised in singing in the church. My mom is a church, you know, and my mom sang. So I got my musical talents from my mom, and then my brains from my father, right? So it's really a quite a good intersection of talents. And so when I got in the industry after I won that talent show, I was like, okay, after practicing behind the scenes for a while, like singing secular music, right? I went from church music to not just secular music, not just rap, but gangster rap.
Oh, you shooting everybody up.
I just went from hallelujah to chronic. Right? You know what I'm saying? So like that's what, so I had my style is, that's why I like, you know, I'm an R&B, but I really like rap music, you know what I mean? And so Chronic was the first song I heard, or whatever the case is, and from there I embraced, you know, I got on my R&B journey a little later, but I went from, like, again, church music to rap music. So let's go down some names like Daz Effects, right? You know Daz Effects. So that showed my age there. I definitely Snoop Dogg and Dre. You know what I mean? I definitely like Outkast.
The way you sounded, we probably the same exact age. I'm 42. I'm just gonna keep it real.
I'm 41. I just turned
there
41 in September. But we young in this thing. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
This is our prime. You feel me? So basically, in 2000, I was pretty much half my age, right? And then since then, I was like, okay, I guess I'm good at this thing. Let me go get a record deal, right? My naive self, right? So I went out there and I got offered a contract, right? And then I was the type to read the contract. Like I had a knack for
They don't want that. They don't want that.
I read that contract. I was like, yo, this don't make no sense. Like, why would, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, this is 2000, 2001, 2000. So nobody's really, there's no articles online and all that stuff. This is just my instinct when I'm reading this thing. Like, yo, I'm the chef baking the pie. And I come to you, you say you're going to give me this money, and then you just get one slice.
Yep.
That's the essence. So I always, so from then I was just like, I had a disdain for, the business side of music, right? But I did end up going to sell some records, Sony Music. I had a nice situation with them, Epic Records. I sold a song to a group called Rough End. So, and then from there, I started a entertainment company with my partner, Keandre Gillespie. It's called PB Dollar Entertainment, People Building Dreams Off Lifelong Associations.
Damn.
So, yeah, we turn 20 next year.
Damn, congrats on that, man.
Yes, sir. So I got a foundation of music. So like what my father was doing in the oil and gas industry, I was doing in the music here in Connecticut. You see what I mean? So it was a natural progression when I saw everything happening in the blockchain space. And I'm like, I'm watching, okay, from 2008 when Bitcoin was born. And then, in 2014, when the first NFT was born, which his name is Kevin McKay. I like to do the research. Like Kevin McKay created the first NFT, which was like a GIF, right? And from there, that was 2014. And then in 2017, that's what CryptoKitties built on top of that concept. So mind you, I was in blockchain since 2013, but I never invested in any coins. Like, remember, you used to like everybody talk about coins?
Yeah.
2017. Because I'm sitting here talking about how blockchain is the next best thing since the internet. And then when they ask me, okay, well, how many Bitcoins you got? I'm like, oh, I don't got none. So they like, you could just tell all the steam leave the air.
Now that happens with me too, because I'm like, yo, listen, I'm just educating y'all to be safe and have your options open. You can never find nothing that says, yo, I got all this crypto.
I had
never
no
find
coins.
a video saying that, but
I had no coins. So
just stay in our lane, man.
Yeah, stay in my lane. I do music and I like this technology. You know what I mean? So 1 year after my father died, that was 2017. I mind you, I took a hiatus to go back to school, right? Because I did a lot of fast forward. I know you don't got a lot of time. But after building our name with PB Dollar, we were like kind of like some local celebrities out here. We went on tour, Germany, Africa. Like we kind of went. Yeah, we did our thing, but independent, right? So we always embraced the independent, cut out the middleman concept, right? And so in 2017, I jumped back into in 2016, I was going to jump back into the music, but then my father passed away, right? So I had to take a break on that, and it took 3 years before I came back. But in 2017, when CryptoKitties was blowing up, I said, yo, that was just art, right? I'm like, yo, okay, how do I incorporate this, right? I just started asking myself this was 2017, I started plotting. So I created a song, tweaked the lyrics a little bit and named it Crypto. And in the song Crypto, it ended up becoming the first song. I tokenized it in 2019, and it ended up becoming the first song and video to ever sell as an NFT. So I got the music, I got the moniker Satoshi of music. So I run with that. I love that name, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So that's kind of like a fast forward to how I got into it. It's other people, and in 2021, I minted it in 2019, and it didn't sell until 2021, right before Beeple. You know about Beeple, who sold that NFT for like 70 million? Yeah, so it was literally right before that, and it was the same platform I chose, which is Maker's Place. So I house all of my NFTs or Maker's Place, and Maker's Place ended up working with people with Christie's to make that deal happen. So it's a string of luck and just grinding for 20 plus years, and of course divine intervention, I would definitely say.
So if I'm a young musician and I'm just starting out, I'm in my 20s, 19s, and I got a little talent, whatever. How can I take advantage of my age and this new technology as a musician?
Well, first of all, if you doing music, the space of the music is right now is you got your Spotify's, you got your Apple Musics, right? You got your Google Plays or your YouTube Musics now. So, you would just, in the same, a lot of people, they may use like, DistroKid or TuneCore, or I use CD Baby, right? And when you're already distributing your music, you know what I'm saying? You can already cut out the middleman in that sense. But what blockchain allows you to do is to add more value, add more utility with a one-to-one relationship with your fans. They say you only need like 1,000 true fans, right?
Yeah.
So now you can take, what I like to do is you take your music, because you're only getting fractions of pennies off those streams. Yep. So you allow that to be streamed for free, right? Your project, whether it's an album or a single, you promote it the same way, but then allow on your limited amount to be ownable, right? So it gives a nice blend of both worlds. I really think that music is what's going to help adopt the whole NFT space, which is going to end up adopt the whole blockchain crypto space.
Because I think right now, especially the media, they just kind of focus in the art of possibility of NFTs, but for something about it, this music, I'm like, music, like you said, might be like the game changer.
Telling you,
boom.
Yeah, I like to call it a weapon of mass adoption.
I like that. Yeah.
Facts. Because if you think about it, like with art is like, normally for like the upper class, like you gotta have a certain amount of money, and the value is in how least copies of it. You only have one copy or whatever. With music, the more the merrier, right? Like the more, if you got a platinum artist, then that means you got more value there. So there's a beautiful blend of both. You know what I mean? And to be fair too, Mr. 36 Chambers, in my opinion, Wu-Tang had the first NFT album, because you remember that one.
Unfortunately, the guy that brought it, but
but it wasn't on the blockchain or nothing like that.
Well, RZA is always on some. He's always years ahead.
You're right about that.
He's always years ahead. Yeah,
that was brilliant, because that was a physical, and I think people should start looking to that as an example of how to blend what they call IRL, in real life spaces, and digital. Like, you have limited. Imagine right now if a Thriller album, right? Michael Jackson Thriller album, which is millions of copies of that, right? And then the estate owner of Michael Jackson decides to say, okay, we're giving out 500 or 5,000 NFTs if you can prove you have the original copy, right? And then you get all of these different perks or whatever. You get an NFT, and you may pay 500s to your 5,000s to your 50,000s, depending on the tier price. Like, this is really where I feel like it opens up a big opportunity to really blow this thing over.
but I feel like with the Wu-Tang thing, I feel like you got to be on that type of level. Like, what if you like you're locally known? Can you like make money off the same? I'm doing this one-off joint.
So yeah, you're right about that. Like, I probably the way you do it is like have different packages, right? You can have like that one-of-one package where you price at a high enough point, like for a local artist, between 500 to 1,000. When I sold that song, I'm a local nobody in the art space. I sold that video for half an ETH at the time. And at the time, ETH was about $2,000. So that was I sold a song for $1,000. Essentially, and I'm a nobody, but it was positioned as art. So it just, when you're selling art, you don't normally sell art in order to try to, not you don't have to say not financial advice. You're buying my art, right?
Yeah.
So now if you decide now to go and resell it, like you can because of the technology, then you also benefit, because the NFTs allow those resales and you get royalties for life, no middleman.
Yeah, and people, sometimes you just gotta do the math on it. Like, I love what you say. Like, you really only need 1,000 people that pay.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm learning in my life. I'm like, because I used to, when I do public speaking, I'm like, I want all these people. But right now in my life, I'd rather have 10 paying people than to be in a crowd of 100.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, we got families to feed and all the other nonsense, and we just giving out free nonsense. So artists, man, if you could just because you're not Drake or well, these other people, you have 5,000, 1,000 people that will pay you $5, 10,000. You'll get more than having 1 million views.
You can make a living. You make a living. You know what I mean? So it's like even like when you mentioned, because I want to make sure I'll touch this on with the local artists, because normally the artists, they make their money off albums. Well, not really album sales, because it's dwindling. It's just streams, but merch and touring, right? That's where they make their money. So what I also did was I trademarked, because I'm really big in IP, intellectual property. So I trademarked NFT shirt, right? And what I did was put a big QR code on the back of my T-shirt with a copy of the Politics collection, which is my latest project, which I tell a story of what I'm dealing with my father in 4 different videos and 4 singles, and release them quarterly. It follows the fiscal cycle, right? And then when somebody goes and they just scan my shirt, they go right to the NFT, and then they can actually engage with the music, listen to the music, purchase the NFT T-shirt. So now you think about like what Fubu did with Damon John, right? Yeah. He intertwined the culture, the hip hop culture. That's how Fubu blew up. You know what I mean? So you have this beautiful merging of culture. Really, you tokenizing culture. Tokenize basically means notarizing, really, on the blockchain.
Are you with Ira? Because I remember when interviews.
Yes,
the hoodie. The hoodie
Ira, yeah. So we're part of Connecticut Crypto Conference, and we just did our first crypto mixer last the 11th. It was 11th.
No, but I'm saying with the hoodie venture, because I know in my interview.
So Ira take it a step further. Like shout out to Smart Seal. What they do is they have these what they call NFC technology, which is near field communication. So they're really engaging, because pretty much every smartphone has near field communication in their phone, and then they go and they'll tap or sleeve or tap or hat. They'll shout out to Chizzy from Smart Seal. He was demonstrating at our event when people were just tapping his hat and then going to the NFT and having all the content there, right? The difference between that and then QR codes is like when I was pretty much traveling. I was like in LA and I was in New York and stuff like that. And then because you can see the statistics, people have to know you, right, to come up to you and touch you. But they got those people who just like they turn your back and they sneak and scans.
Yeah.
But when I go and look at the data, I see, I got X amount of scans, but only X amount of people came up to me, right? So now you become a walking billboard, whether you have a Smart Seal NFC tag on your shirt, or if you have a scan on the back of your shirt. Now it's just really intermingling all of these different services and products together. So it's really exciting time, bro.
Yeah, that exciting, because I'm a lover of all hoodies. I'll probably wear this for the next 4 months. Yes, but I would love to find that's dope. I would love to find a way to just walk around with my hoodies and just. But it's like, taxes is not sexy. So what I'm going to do? A tax deduction? What the hell is that? But so I just got to figure out in a creative way what I would do.
When you say the taxes, like one of our members of the executive board of CT Crypto Conference, he's in tax. His name is Mark Papa. Man, taxes is important, because everybody had like a ton of questions. Because the thing about it, this is empowering entrepreneurship. So, when your business pop off, you're going to want to know how the taxes work, right? That's when it's going to get sexy, right? Right now, they're running away from it. But then when you got that money coming, trust me, you an asset.
And I try to tell people, I'm like, the best way to learn is when you're not rolling in dough. Because you don't want to make that mistake when you have that big tax return. You're like, oh my God, I would $1 billion.
Yeah, for sure. And the taxes is important too, because the way taxes is going to be done gets, this is a disruptive technology. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like every single industry gets affected. It's better to embrace how it's going to affect your industry and just stay ahead of the curve. It's like with music, like I just figured like we already independent. That's not new. We already didn't have middleman. Now it's like instead of putting my music only on, Apple, Spotify, I'm also put it on, OpenSea, Maker's Place, and NFT it, right? So same situation.
Nah, man, y'all got something out in Connecticut, man. Like on the low, y'all like.
Yeah,
Man.
Connecticut is like always been, because it's sandwiched in between #1 New York, #4 Boston, right? So you can't get to either one without coming through Connecticut. We like the bridge, right? And it's like number like 30 something 40 market. And the crazy part about it is like the labels do a lot of test marketing in Connecticut, right? They instead of they put their big radio campaign. 50 wrote about it in his book, one of the books he wrote. He wrote about it, and they come here and then pop off in Connecticut first. And then once Connecticut say, yo, this is hot or it is not, then they go pop it off on the radio campaign. Artists is now starting to give Connecticut more credit, but I think now, not just Connecticut, really New England is, I think the light is going to be shining on New England pretty soon. So New York is part of the tri-state, you know what I mean?
Well, didn't Gangstar come from Boston?
You know what? I think he did come from, I think so. I don't want to.
He wasn't originally New York.
No, I think he might have been originally. And I know a lot of people have some family. I know real niggas hit shots, peace, Connecticut. You know who said that? That's the Raekwon idea. Come on now. You feel me? 30, you know what I'm saying? Ring the bell for that. But yeah, there's a lot of family and ties to Connecticut because it's just right next to New York. It's right next to Boston. So we all really close. And funny because Connecticut is like, the way it is set up is like, it's known for being rich, but it's really
Greenwich. Yeah.
It's really, but really you go into the heart of Connecticut is slums and
there's some areas. I definitely know there's some areas.
Right, it's areas. Yeah. Then the other thing is when you go from like, you drive from New York, when you go from like New Haven back up to New York, their culture is more like New York style because it's closer, right? So it's like two states, right? Almost. And then from like New York and from New Haven on down or whatever, it's like that's when you kind of get into the real like identity of like Hartford is different. We more because we can't listen to Hot 97, for example, all the way in Hartford. But in New Haven and up, they get it. You see what I'm saying? So New Haven kind of is like culturally, they're a little bit more advanced when it comes to that because they get access to the #1 market. But then Hartford kind of, so it forced Hartford and everything to kind of have like a identity a little bit of their own, which also blends into New Haven and everything like that. So it's quite interesting, brother.
But Hot 97, they still got Funk Master Flex?
Hot 97, I think they still got Funk.
So you're not missing nothing.
Yeah.
That guy's like older than my parents right now.
Oh man. My man.
Those bombs ain't working no more.
They got, what's that? Power 105. That's what the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy. Yeah, that's our man's DJ Envy. Like he did one of our mixtapes for our band group. It's called Paper Boys. So Envy know us really well. We got a good relationship. Also from Boston, Clinton Sparks. You know Clinton Sparks? Clinton Sparks.
I don't know, nobody knew. I'm a 90s.
No, this dude is a legend. Clinton Sparks. He's in LA right now, but he's from Boston. So we were able to, when they came and worked in commercial radio, it gave us access to high level people, right? And so we built those relationships and kept them. You know what I mean? So, it's just a timing thing.
Nice. So tell it, because when you mentioned hip hop and blockchain, I could talk for 2 hours, so I gotta stop myself. But like, what do you want people to know, and like, what can they look out for you?
Right now, I love everybody to check out the Politics collection. That's my latest NFT collection. And as a matter of fact, I just minted some new pieces last night and today. The Politics collection, you find it on Maker's Place. Just search up the Antiquity Project.
We're gonna put it in the
okay. The antiquityproject.com is a collection of musical art, which I trademarked the word musical art. And on those pieces is where I'm just talking about the story of me saving my father's legacy after he passed away. So I use that. It's like a real life Game of Thrones. So the crypto was the first one. It's called blockchain. It's from the Blockchain Rules collection. I talked about, crypto. I didn't talk about any coins in specific, but I talked about crypto in terms of freedom and how it allows you to be free when you use the technology. But the politics collection, there's a concept called rhythms. Rhythms is with Jamaican, right? And Jamaicans, they have one producer makes the beat, and several famous artists gets on top of it and do different songs. They don't even have nothing to do with each other most of the time. So I took that and I made 4 songs and 4 different videos. Shot a video in Hollywood with my brother, shot a video in Hartford here, shot a video in Jamaica, and then I shot a 4th video in NFT videos too, in Ivory Coast, West Africa. So right now, the last movement, and they call movements, basically taken from the the classical era, Johann Sebastian Bach, Mozart, and all that, where they played a song, or not a song, but it's like a composition. It'd be like an hour long, but within that hour is like, within every 10, 15 minutes, you hear a different, what you think is a different composition, but it's all symphony number 9. It's all one composition. So in the same way, the politics rhythm is we took not the Ghetto Boys sample, but Ghetto Boys use the same sample as Isley Brothers, Mind Playing Tricks on You. Yeah. Mind Playing Tricks on You is how I felt and feel dealing with everything there, you know what I mean? And so there's 4 movements, and I did for the first time rap on it. I sing. So movement number 2, which I dropped in June 30th, I rapped on that. Movement number 3 is the first time I ever sang and rapped in reggae style music, and I dropped that on September 30th. And then movement number 4 was the first time I ever rapped and sang in French, and that drops on New Year's Eve. Yeah, so every quarter I drop a new movement, and the 4th and final movement. So the politics collection, when you show them that's available on Maker's Place, and just check it out. You know, I'm telling the story of my father's legacy from the perspective that you heard me speaking about now, which is just blockchain roots.
That's dope. You know what? I gotta make it a purpose to by 2024. I gotta visit your guys in Connecticut. I don't do code, so I won't see you.
2024 though? How about 2023?
That's too soon.
You put it all the way out there.
Yeah, I put it all out, man.
Give us a chance.
I don't know where my life is headed next year, but
oh man, that's hilarious, man. But yeah, come see us.
I gotta come through because people, listen. Remember that I said this as a non-Connecticut person. Connecticut got something right now in the blockchain industry / music. They're gonna merge it.
Yes, sir.
You know, don't try to steal it. Always remember that I told y'all, let's just grow and stuff like that and just make it happen, man. But bro, man, matter of fact, y'all gotta keep me up to date. I know Ira, you keep me up to date of any events, and then I'm gonna see whether or not I can make it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
2024.
First of all, shout out to Ira, shout out to the whole CT crypto, you know what I'm saying, crew, you know what I mean, the CT crypto conference group. We got Ira, we got Manny, we got Andel, right? We got Mark. And the next mixer actually is going to be on February 24th during the Black Futures Week. Yeah, I know, right? So bring the goose. Right? Bring the goose, right? And then we doing them up to we're doing the conference in next year as well.
Oh, what month?
Right now we're looking at around April, May month, right? So we're doing a big conference. We're looking for sponsors and things like that. Ira does weekly Spotlight Your Brand every Monday. So, you know, we try to get people and just bring everybody as a melting pot together. You know what I mean? So
definitely let me know about that, April.
For sure.
I think I can come out to that. So, all right, bro, man. Thank you for your time. Keep on doing your thing. We're going to keep in contact, bro.
You already know, brother. Appreciate that.
Peace.